Okay, I'd like to go in today's discussion on the coming global economic collapse because many people are not listening to the warnings that many people are giving. They're saying this would never happen and blah blah blah. But I like to say this. You people are being lied to, okay? The United States is not facing a recession. The United States is facing a collapse. Everything is collapsing. So they don't want to put fear into the people. So they just tell them that this is another recession, but it's not. It's a collapse. Right now, the United States is in the middle of an economic collapse. That's why they've been having these military drills. They're getting prepared so that when it happens, and explain to me, why in the world do you think that the Department of Homeland Security has ordered more ammo and more ammunition, and President Obama has ordered 2,700 UN vehicles because they know the United States economy is not going to be held up much longer. But this is exactly what they want. They want to bring in a crisis, okay? But I want to say this. This is not just the United States. This is the whole entire world, global. This is going to affect the whole entire world. And this is how they're going to get the military on the streets and patrol and install a police state, you name it. Because they want to go into absolute control, because they had a bill that they're trying to pass is to shut down the internet. Because there's too much knowledge. People can find out anything from the internet, so they want to pass a bill to shut down the internet and stuff like that. But I want to say this. Yeah, 900 years have shown that each currency that's backed up by paper, it doesn't last. It has to be changed. It doesn't last 900 years. Eventually it's going to collapse. Because Ron Paul was, not too long ago, he was talking and he was saying when the United States economy collapses, the rest of the world's currencies will also collapse. Now why? Because they're not backed up by gold. These people are criminals, okay? The ruling global elitists. Like criminals, they plan their crimes beforehand. So everything goes according to plan. Now this is exactly what they're doing. The United States economy and Europe's economy was set up to fail. Okay? It was set up to fail. So that's why it's not backed up by gold. So when the United States economy collapses, the whole world is going to collapse with it. Okay? Because the United States economy is the reserve currency of the world. So once that's gone, the rest of the world is gone. Because all the worlds are backed up by, what's it called? Paper, which should be backed up by gold, but it's not. And plus China is calling for the end of the dollar. This is what's hindering them from getting their one world government running. So this is what they want to do. They want to get rid of the United States national sovereignty, their independence. But there's another side to the coin. They say, we don't know how the collapse is going to happen. The collapse may come by a nuclear attack on the United States, or it may just happen by the global elitists. Like what they're doing now. This is all part of their thing to bring their order out of chaos. So that's why people need to stock up food and water, because it's not going to be funny, because they were saying that this is going to be worse than the Great Depression. Okay? This is the global takeover. Every country is going to fall, because right now every nation is on the brink. Every bank system is on the brink of collapse, because that's exactly what they want. The Bilderbergs, they want to bankrupt nations, bankrupt countries, because if you destroy the wealth of the country, you destroy the economy. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's why history shows that you cannot continue printing more money and more money. You can't print money that you don't have. With time, it's going to collapse, okay? With time, it's going to collapse. And this is just like what happened before Hitler came into power. Germany was continued printing money until they went into hyperinflation. The money was useless, and then their currency just collapsed. People that had savings in the bank, it was no more good. This guy had a wheelbarrow of money. It was useless. It was no more good. But this is exactly what they want to do, because they want to go into a digital currency, a digitalized currency. They want to set up a one world currency, because they already said when the dollar's gone, what's going to replace it is a one world currency. That's why we are very close to this from happening. And plus, this is all Bible prophecy being fulfilled. Now I want to read this to you guys in James chapter 5. This is what it says. Come now, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries which are coming upon you. Wow, if they're rich, and he's telling them to cry and weep, that just shows that the money is going to become useless. And it even says after, your gold is cankered up against you. And if you go to the book of Ezekiel, it says that they will throw their gold into the streets. No more value. And isn't this funny that the Bilderbergs, they want all Americans in all the Western world, the Western atmosphere, to have a global ID card, biometric global ID card, a global ID card. Because when you have a card, you can track. Everything is tracked. Everything you do is under their radar. They'll know everything about you. That's why they don't like it when people use cash. Because even the Department of Homeland Security said, watch out for people that just use cash. They need to be watched on the most. There's something suspicious about them. And now they're starting to say, we're all terrorists. Watch out for the terrorists. But this is what they do. They create a crisis, so they come up with a solution. The same thing with the Boston thing. They created that, and look how easy it was for them to get the military on the street. And yet they had the army troops, they had the German shepherds there way before anything happened. And yet people still don't realize, oh, they think we can still trust the government. Let's believe whatever our government tells us. They know what's better for us. That's why people like this, they need to study history. They need to get educated in history and study history. Because look at Hitler, Stalin, Lenin, Mao Zedong. They all confiscated the firearms of their own people so they can control over their citizens. And then what did they do? They killed them. They made them their slaves. And this is the exact same thing that's happening in the United States right now. That's why they're doing their very best to confiscate the firearms of the American people. And it's going to come to the point where they're going to do it. Either way. Lots of lives are going to be taken, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it. This will probably be done under martial law. Because these people give no bones about it. So I was talking to somebody that's in the States. Her daughter-in-law is in the U.S. military, and she had to sign a piece of paper that when she's American, okay, she's in the United States military. She had to sign a piece of paper that when she is ordered, that she will shoot on Americans. And yet this is crazy. You call this America, fighting against your own people. So this is what's happening. So I just wanted you guys to know that there's coming a global economic collapse. This is how they're going to get their one world government running. Because even David Rockefeller, in his own memoirs, he says that we are on the verge of a global transformation. All that we need is a major crisis, and the nations will accept the New World Order. And every time there's a crisis, you can make sure you never waste a good crisis. Don't let a crisis go to waste. And then Henry Kissinger, when he was being interviewed, he said that this is not just a crisis, but this is a unique opportunity where really a new world order can be created. And it goes on. You see, the impossible is possible in a time of crisis. Because people's minds react differently. Because I think even President Bush, someone asked him, well, how are we going to get people to accept this? He's like, well, when we cause a crisis, people will react differently. Because they're not in the same frame of mind. They're panicked or whatever. So they'll accept things that they normally wouldn't. These people are professional crooks. They're criminals. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bring the economy down. They're going to collapse it. There's going to be food shortages. You name it. That's why I'm saying to people to store up food and water. Okay, this is my last message talking about this, because my other videos I've been explaining it and explaining it and explaining. And I feel like I said enough about this coming economic collapse. Anybody that does the research, all the signs are there that the United States economy is going to collapse very soon. It's just a matter of time. I don't know when, but I know it's going to collapse. It's part of their master plan. And plus, it's all Bible prophecy. The Bible tells us. Because think about it. Think logically. For them to get a new world order, the world system we have now has to fail. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Because they're actually calling for a world bank. We need a world bank for the world to come into. Now, for a world bank, what do you need? You need a one world currency. So that means all the other banks have to crash and collapse to the ground. And plus, the world's monetary system is not doing good right now. It's collapsing. And plus, there was an insider, he said that if another collapse comes to the United States, the whole entire world's financial system is going to collapse. This is global. Because there was an article. The guy says it doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you are on the earth. Canada, US, wherever, it doesn't matter. You are going to be affected by this. Because this is exactly what they want. So the system that we have now. So within the upcoming months from now, maybe not even, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I know it's going to happen. The economy and the banks are going to continue to deteriorate until the final collapse comes, and that is when the Antichrist is going to take over the whole entire world. We need to go into a new system where we don't have any more of these. Because even my Prime Minister, when Greece was having problems with the collapse, they were having the crisis. He went over to Greece, and they were asking him if he could help them with some money. He said, no way. You see, and yet he was there. You know why he was there? Because he was concerned the financial collapse that was happening in Greece was going to affect Canada's economy, which it is. It's going to affect the whole, which it is. Okay? Like, everything that happens is going to affect another country. That's why they said we need a new society. The old one has not worked. So we need to come up with a new society. And even Gordon Brown said, all this financial crisis that we are all suffering from has swung up a unique opportunity to create a truly global society. And this is what they're doing. The internationalists are bringing in a one world government with a one world currency. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of this. Because when the governments, they have no more money, what are they going to do? They're going to go into people's bank accounts and they're going to start pulling money out of their bank accounts. They're corrupt. Like I said. But this is all part of their plan. Oh yeah, as they say, if we have one individual ruling over everything, there's no more war. Because there's no one to go to war with. Because there's only one person, we're all one, we're all united. We're all a happy family. But this is a lie. Remember, Satan is clever. This is how he is. Because they were saying, nations that think they can stand alone is a lie. The nation state is dead. And they say nation states have to end. All nation states must come to an end. Governments must come to an end. And we all need to create an all-powerful world government. And they already have it. They created a standing army, the New World Army, and they have all these crazy weapons, the helicopters, FEMA, you name it. But let me tell you this, when this collapse comes, they're going to say right away, nobody saw it coming. They think people are that stupid. So remember, I told you, they're even saying that they want a one world monetary leader, a financial dictatorship. Financial, some control over the money. This is exactly what the Bible said. That will be the Antichrist. Control over absolutely everything. So whoever you are listening to this, this is my last message on the economic collapse. I'll be saying other stuff afterwards, but not on this. So whoever you are, listen to the warnings that I'm telling you. Stock up food and water, because the financial collapse is coming. You can't believe the news. The news is not going to tell you anything. They want this to catch you off guard, so they can get people in the FEMA camps. We got food. You want food? Go to the FEMA camps. Like, this is it. The financial collapse is coming, and you've been warned. And this is all I got to say. And God bless you all.